Hi everybody, it is Claudia Gray here from drclaudiagray.com. I just wanted to say a quick word on the concept of the fourth trimester. It's a name that's used quite commonly now, first of all coined by Dr. Harvey Karp a couple of decades ago, but it's a term that I use really frequently in my practice when I see patients. Babies, of course, spend 3 trimesters inside a mum's womb, a trimester being about 3 months. So 3 times 3 months is a 9-month gestation period, which the human baby has, except if you're premature and come out a little bit early. Now, the first 3 months after birth are a time of great transition in which the baby has to learn to cope in a new, harsh, noisy, bright, overstimulating environment. And this after having spent 9 months in a nice, cozy, quiet, dark womb where food and beverages and warmth are just automatically there. So it's a period of great transition for both the baby and the mum. So really, guys, be easy on yourselves during these 3 months. Because it's a transition period, I often explain to my patients that the baby has 2 main immaturities. The one is an immaturity of the brain or the neurological system, and the other is an immaturity of the gut. So often these kids are crampy and colicky. They struggle to cope with and digest this huge load of milk that they need in order to grow and thrive in the first 3 months. If we see our growth curve in the first 3 months of life, it's a very steep uphill. So the amount of calories and volume a baby consumes relative to its body weight is actually quite incredible. I often say to parents, it's as if we were drinking 12 or 13 liters of milk per day relative to our body weights, and I sure would be uncomfortable with that. So the gut is still immature. In addition to this, the brain is still immature. So if there's any slight discomfort, a burp or a fart, the baby expresses itself by crying. It can't do anything else. If it's hungry, if it's cold, if it needs a cuddle, the baby cries. The brain just senses discomfort and has a good cry. It doesn't necessarily mean the baby's tortured or in pain. It's a way of communicating. The little brain in those first 3 months is probably not mature enough to be able to manipulate us. And this is very important when people bring over the concept of, oh, but will I not be spoiling my baby if I help them to go to sleep? And I'd say, no, you're not spoiling your baby, because in order to be able to be spoiled or to be able to manipulate your parents, you have to have quite a sophisticated brain structure. And yes, this develops around 4 months of age, but in the first 3 months, the baby is purely in survival mode. So you're not going to spoil your baby by picking it up, cuddling it, helping it, rocking it to sleep, etc. in those first 3 months. I made a very big mistake of reading too many baby books before I had my first child, and I expected it to run like clockwork. You wrap the baby, they sleep, they wake up, they feed. It doesn't work that way. The first 3 months are pure survival for both the child and the parents. So go easy on yourselves and your baby in those first 3 months of life, the 4th trimester. Cuddle the baby as much as you need to. Swaddle the baby to sort of replicate that lovely tight environment in the womb. Feed the baby on demand. Don't let it go hungry just because you want to stick to a rigid schedule. Help the baby to sleep. We will be able to get into routines and help the baby to self-soothe a little bit down the line. But respect the 4th trimester, a time of great transition, and go easy on yourselves as well as your baby during this time.